Hey guys, Oakridge Taxidermy back at you again. So just pulled this hide out the pickle. So I'm doing the final flesh and then put it back in the pickle. It's been in there for 4 days. So what I do is, let me move this back a little bit. So what I do is I put it in for 4 days, take it out, I'll do the final flesh, and then I'll put it back in the pickle. So you got to take the ear liners off. So not the ear liners, the ear cartilage. So I'll show you guys how to do that. I cut the ear butts off. You can keep them if you want for competition, but this is commercial, so just cut. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Separate this all the way. Got to have it all the way to the end so the ears have a nice clean edge to them when you mount it. And I take it out in 2 parts. The cartilage can be a little tricky. You can rip holes in it and all that kind of stuff, but you can fix it. I could show you how to do that later, but just take my scalpel and go all the way around like this. And then when you bend it, you don't want to go too far because you'll be into the skin, so you got to be real careful right here. Just as soon as you get through, you'll see it pop, and then you can see the skin. Just like that. When I first started doing taxidermy, this was the hardest part for me. I ripped so many ears. Luckily, I could fix it, but yeah. There ain't many taxidermists nowadays. We need some new ones. I've seen a few guys on YouTube starting out, so it's definitely a dying art. Gotta have patience, that's for sure. I was looking back yesterday at the first deer I did. I'll show you guys. It's actually hanging up in my mom's house. I was so proud of that thing, and now looking back, it was terrible. It was not good at all. But all right, so I got this right here started, and then you just want to pull the cartilage off, but be careful because sometimes it'll catch and then you'll rip a hole in the ear. So just go real slow, take your time, pull it all the way off. Some people mount it with the cartilage, but then your ears wrinkle up over time and it just looks awful. So I'm not sure why they do that. Some people use Bondo to do the ears, which, if you know what you're doing, works out pretty good. For me, I use competition ear liners. I just think they work better. And I use the pink one so you don't have to paint. It just goes right through. Looks really good. As you can see, I'm just slowly ripping. Before it's over, I'll probably rip a hole. But it's alright. So I'm going to go live mounting a deer when this hide is ready to mount. I'm going to prep everything and then I'm going to go live. So check me out. I'm not sure when, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. When you get to right here, this is where it usually rips because it's super thin right there. So be careful. I actually learned this from Cedar Ridge Chronicles on YouTube. Good guy, really good at what he does. I mean, really good. I learned so much stuff from him, so many tricks and stuff. He's really good. And he started out just like me. Let's see, he started in a, I think he said it was like a chicken barn or something, and he turned it into a shop. So for me, I started in a little shed back here. I mean, it was little, and then I ended up buying this shop, and then I added on to this shop because it just got so many deer in and animals that I had to extend. So here soon I'm going to extend more. Still got to finish the walls and everything in this shop, but we're getting there. So get these creases, if you go like this, make sure you pull them apart all the way and get the cartilage out. If you start from the top and pull down, it seems easier. I don't know why, it just does. Just like that. Alright, so I got that top piece of the cartilage off. Now, there's a little piece right here at the bottom that you got to get to, so. This one is a little hard. It's not, you're probably not going to rip it as much, but it's just harder. You got to pull harder to get it off because it's got so much tissue. I wish I could play music, but I got a strike. Don't know much about YouTube, so I didn't know you couldn't play music. So I was playing music and got a strike. So I'm not gonna do that again. Here I usually grab a pair of pliers because, like I said, there's a lot of stuff there to get off. You gotta really pull on it. But there we go. Okay. All right. Last piece. And now you just trim up the rest of this little bit right here. Make sure you get all that off. Gotta get all that off. After you take it out of the pickle, like I said, I use Crotan, but after you take it, I'm putting it back in the pickle for a day after I do the final flesh. But when you take it out, you want to wash it off, spray it off real good, rinse it off with some cold water, and then you got to put it in baking soda and water. And what that does is it kills the acid that is used to tan the hide, and you have to do that. And then after you do that, take it out. And then I'll give it a good washing in like laundry soap and Dawn dish soap. Make sure it's nice and clean, and then let it dry. You don't want it dry because you mount it wet, but you don't want it like dripping wet. So just kind of towel dry it, and then you're ready to mount. This is a little tedious, but like I said, you got to do it. So I like to do all my prep work first. Get the hide ready, get the antlers ready, bondo the antlers, get the form ready. That way, all I got to do is mount it. Everything's ready to go. So. Alright, so we got that ear done. I'll do the other ear later. I'm not going to record that, but now the eyes. Get your nose cone, so you have to thin around the eyes. I took it over the fleshing machine and did the body part of it and all up in here, but the eyes and stuff, you can do it with the mini flesher, but I prefer to do it by hand. So the eyes, you have to thin around the eyes to get a good looking eye on the mount. So you put your nose cone in like that, and then you just take your knife here and thin it out. And I'll show you when I get to it, but there's a line. When you start thinning it, right by the eyebrow, there'll be a line. You want to be able to see that line. Right now, I can't see that line, but when I get done, I'll see the line. That's how you know that you're down far enough. If you have a thick eye and you mount it, it's just not going to look good. It's going to look all bulky and weird. And I also thin it again as I'm mounting it, which I'll show you on the live when I do that. That's another thing Cedar Ridge taught me. See, a lot of the YouTube channels that do taxidermy besides Cedar Ridge is awesome. But a lot of them, they just show the final mounts and, all in a big warehouse looking good, pretty mounts. But that's not the reality. Reality is it's dirty work. Your shop's going to be dirty. They have a warehouse in the back. They do everything, and then you get to see all the finished product. But my goal is to show everybody how it actually turns to that mount. There's a lot of work involved, a lot of dirty work involved, so that's what we're doing. Some people might like it, some people might not. But like all the mounts that I posted so far, none of them's finished. They're drying, or still got epoxy and paint, but I still show them because that's the process of it. Now I'll show the finished product and you'll see how much better it looks when they're done, but I think everybody should know how it works. So and teach a lot of people. This is one part you don't want to mess up. You don't want to cut your eyes. You can fix it, but you don't really want to do that. So if you look close, there's a line right here. You got to get down to that line. So thin all this down till you see that line, like the blue of it. There's a lot of flesh there that you don't think's there until you feel the hide. The thinner the hide, the better the mount is. That's just the rule of thumb. The easier the sewing will be, the better the detail in the form. Like I put wrinkles in my forms and everything, so if you don't have a thin hide, you're not going to see none of that stuff. So, like I said, with taxidermy, you learn new stuff every day. I learn new stuff every day, and I've been doing it a long time. So, alright, so that eye's done. We'll cut the eye skin, we'll trim it down right before we mount. I mean, I'll trim it a little bit here, but when we get it on the form, we'll cut it down. That way, you only have about 1/4 inch to tuck into the form. Alright, now let's go to the nose. Same thing. So pretty much what you're doing through the whole hide is you're thinning everything, making sure all the meat and stuff's off, and then putting it back in the pickle. So I got it on the nose. I use fake noses, and I ask the customer. Some customers want, a regular nose, and some people want the competition noses. So I just ask them, depending on what they want. Customer's always right, so whatever they want, that's what they get. I got some big ones in the shop. I'll show you guys. I'll do a video on all the antlers I have in here. I have so many deer I have to do. Coyotes, bears, all kinds of stuff. But I'll do a video showing you guys that. I'm new at this YouTube thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just to let you know. Everybody wanted me to do it, show everybody how I mount the deer, so they convinced me, so here we are. Don't know how long it'll last, but we'll see. Camera already gets on my nerves. Here, at least if you cut a hole like through the nose, you can fix it with 2-part epoxy. You can fix anything with that 2-part epoxy. That stuff's amazing. That's what you use for your finish work. So finish work is key. I'll probably do a video on that too. Putting your nodules with Mod Podge, and you got your 2-part epoxy around the eyes, nose, all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you guys watched Kendall Gray. Did you watch Kendall Gray try and mount that squirrel? That was a great video. Great video. It's kind of weird talking to a phone. I don't know how they do this. I'm in my shop, just me, and I'm in here talking to my phone, so lovely. And I can't even play no music. I have to make my own music. Seen another guy go live mounting a deer. A young guy just started taxidermy. Been trying to, give him some tips. I forget the name of his channel, I'd say, but I don't remember. I have to look it up, and then I'll let you guys know. He's getting pretty good though. I mean, he just started. He's not been doing it long. All right, so I got all that thin, right? And now you want to do inside the nostril. So, like I said, you want everything thin. The thinner, the better. Thin without holes. That's the goal. Depending on the size of the hole, you can sew it or you can pin it. If it's a little hole, you just pin it. Once you glue it, just pin it. Then you won't have no line. Alright. Got that one all the way down. So alright, that's pretty much it. I gotta do the other nostril and then I gotta do the bottom lip here. But it's the same thing, you just thin everything down. I'll put it back in the pickle and then I'll get back with you guys. I'm gonna go live mounting the deer. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night. So check me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys have a good day.